Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbie. I'm the founder, president, and CEO of GRCAM, which stands for the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. On this platform, we discuss authentic urban news across the diaspora. We are the Black media component of the Grassroots Community Activist Movement. If you're joining us for the first time, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube page. We encourage our listeners worldwide to engage with us by leaving a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast on our YouTube page. All I have is my revised book, my virtual store, my online groups, and this talk show. My film project is my last attempt to try to build something positive for my racial group, Black Americans, before I cut and run to Africa. I am called by Jesus/Yahshua to build the best African American business within the United States of America. However, for 33 years, Black Americans, specifically Black Chicagoans, have been acting funny style with me. I have little to no support. A majority of Black Americans have become Americanized, entitled, and develop a narcissist attitude. A majority of Black Chicagoans that I spoke with on the streets told me that they're not interested. This is why I created this platform to broadcast my vision and plan in order to connect with other like-minded Black Americans and like-minded African immigrants within the United States of America. If only my listeners would step up and work with me in moving my virtual Christian organization from behind a computer into getting the story on the big screen, that would help put us in a better position financially. Once I get this film project fully funded and made and the proceeds from the film starts pouring in, then I can walk into my God-given assignment. I will be able to purchase property in Chicago, Illinois, buy office equipment, and hire qualified Black middle-class professionals and qualified like-minded African immigrants to help me build the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago. Disclaimer: this content is for educational and informational purpose only. It is based on public available reports and verified media sources. We fully comply with YouTube's community guidelines. We do not promote violence, hate, or misinformation in any form. This audio podcast is available in two forms: audio and also as a written text in order for us to reach our audience. Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, again, is our Black media component. I would like to encourage my listeners to subscribe to my Medium page, where you can follow along during the podcast. I provide my Medium transcript in the comment section below this audio podcast. I also provide the links to my backup Facebook page in the comment section below. I created this platform, quote, Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, unquote, to give people on my Facebook page and people in my social groups who are Black artists, African artists, such as authors, comedians, fashion designers, filmmakers, models, musicians, poets, gospel singers, spiritual leaders, as well as Black entrepreneurs and African entrepreneurs. Please make arrangements with me to come on this platform so that you can promote your books, business, your music, or if you have a small ministry, then share a 30-minute sermon with my listeners from the global community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcasts YouTube channel, and website for their business or online ministry. I also assist them with finding college grants and scholarships and legal services, all for free. Once I'm able to get my Christian business, Gorkai of Chicago, up and running, then I will invite local guest speakers as well as my international guest speakers who have came on my show when I was small time to attend our live events. Through the business, depending on our budget and sponsorship, we will help pay for their travel and hotel expenses. We will also give them a love offering for their time and talent. Those of you who refused to work with me when I was small time will not be part of my business because this is membership based. I created this platform in order to mobilize like-minded Black Americans and like-minded African immigrants within the United States of America and throughout the diaspora. CAM is about raising the bar in Black America. There will be protocol put in place to separate ourselves from con artists, Black boule, degenerates, Democrat shields, hardened criminals, pedophiles, off-code Negroes, and urban terrorists. All of the principles in my revised book is the code for CAM members. Those who are not a part of us, we will pray for them, show them tough love, and keep it moving. I do not operate like the next Black man. I have my own style and way of doing things. This business is not about me. It's about CAM members and their families. It's about improving our community and meeting the needs of the African American community and the African immigrant community, starting here in the city of Chicago. It's my hope that we will build this movement together, a movement that will not put politics over our interests, a movement that refuses to let the same insiders who have done nothing for decades keep holding power without accountability. We're nonpartisan, we're independent, and we're not affiliated with anyone. We're M1, meaning we are melanated first. Our focus is on solving Black issues at the community level. I will never forget where I came from or who I'm fighting for. Let's make real change happen together. The grassroots community activist movement welcomes Black entrepreneurs, Black artists, and African artists. Our aim is to move CAM from behind a computer into the big screen, then into the African American community, and provide a family-friendly atmosphere rooted in solidarity and making a positive impact within the African American community and within the African immigrant community. I want to do more than just do news and social commentary, but this is where I'm at for now. Without support from the Black grassroots and the global African family, then I am unable to do my God-given job. I've been paying out of pocket for my business title since 2010. I pay the city, state, and the IRS. This is why we have to make this docudrama in order to reach the Black masses and the Black world. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from buying my revised book. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from patronizing my virtual store. The white man is not stopping Black Americans from donating to my film project. That's a personal choice. That's Willie Lynch in real time, ladies and gentlemen. My film project, again, is my last attempt to try to do something positive for my racial group, Black Americans. This is why I'm reaching out to African immigrants within the United States of America from 10 African nations. They are as follows: South Africa, Kenya, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, Angola, Liberia, Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Nigeria. I understand that you're here to live your American dream, but I need your help. I'm trying to build the best African American business within the United States of America, but I have little to no support. And this is where you come in. All I'm asking you to do is purchase my revised book, read my story for yourself. If you agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, you will automatically become a CAM member. That's part one. Part two is I would like for you to get behind this film project because I can't do all this stuff myself. This is a Nehemiah assignment. The reason why you are able to reach your American dream is because our ancestors, Black Americans, fought and died during the civil rights era to help with immigration. So truth be told, the white supremacist financial elites only wanted European immigrants here, not no one else. So I'm just saying, if you work with me, you will go down in history with me and Sister Renee. Um, Also, I encourage the global African family who reside in Canada, Europe, the Caribbean, Latin America, and on the African continent. Please purchase my revised book and read my story. Again, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, second edition. It's available on Amazon in two forms, as an ebook for $9.99 or as a softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. You agree with my vision and plan to help improve Black America, then you will automatically become a GERCAM member. It would take GERCAM members are the ones who to build this business. Um, those that disagree with my vision and plan, well, it's just as simple. Delete me off your friends list and do not come to no events with my name on it. Um, I provide my Amazon author page in the comment section below this audio podcast. I would love for you to speak with you and to have you to come on this show. Um, so that we could talk about the book, especially if you have specific questions you'd like to ask me, and also for us to encourage others to get behind our film project. Quote, Hood Liberator, made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins, unquote. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. Our aim is to raise $250,000. We are using crowdfunding so that everybody will know exactly where the money will be going. Again, we have a GoFundMe page and a PayPal Giving Fund page. If you are a U.S. citizen, then I recommend that you use our PayPal Giving Fund page as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit, faith-based, and community advocacy organization. But the thing is, I'm not in a position to hire anyone right now because my book is barely selling. It's been on Amazon for 13 years. And it's really a turnoff. But this is where I'm at. I mean, this is all I have. And I'm not doing these I would say present presentations or I'm not online just to be on here running off at the mouth. I'm trying to recruit and connect with brave and smart like I say, like-minded Black Americans, brave and smart, like-minded African immigrants, point blank. And again, it's been 33 years. It's frustrating. If I was, some of my critics would say I'm just trying to make money. If that was the case, I would have written many of books. You know, I only have that revised book out there and my virtual store, and I'm standing on business. And again, God give us free will. But all I can say is those that rejected me when for the past 33 years would not be part of my business. Once I start making money, then that's when, mark my words, everybody in Chicago is going to want to be a part of this. It's going to be too late for that. This is why I'm trying to find people outside of Chicago, you know. But I do need them. I need boots on the ground. But for right now, It's about just trying to promote this my revised book and to recruit brave and smart like-minded Black Americans and like-minded African immigrants to get behind this film project. Uh, Work with me to help raise the funds for it, so that way we can do a quality film. Whatever I earn from that film project, that's what I'm going to use to hire people to help me run this business. I'm going to turn it over once I have my management team in place, and then I'm going to South Africa. That's going to help speed up the process because then I would be we'll have a business in America and as well as on the African continent in South Africa. And I'm gonna do my sequel film there. So mark your calendar for our next monthly virtual interactive conference, Saturday, June 28th, 2025. Join us for this virtual interactive conference. Everyone on my Facebook backup page, everyone in my social groups, and all of the social media sites I am on, such as Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and X, are welcome. On this platform, we're genuine, sincere, transparent, and authentic. I'm looking for 5 or more people to be on the panel so that we can discuss the topic. If you're serious about being on the panel, then please send me your email address to my Facebook backup page inbox, and I will email you the link to get on the show, as well as try to speak with you a little bit, make sure that you know how to navigate on Zoom. Once I finish my presentation, then I will open up the show for Q&A. This is called Side B. I prefer to see you on camera first before you come on the show to avoid trolls. This event will help expand your network, enhance your profile visibility, and make more meaningful connection with the global community. Theme: GRCAM versus Pan-Africanism. Which path will lead to Black economic empowerment? Where? Zoom/Facebook Live. Time: 2 p.m. American Central Time, 3 p.m. Canadian Time, 8 p.m. West African Time, 9 p.m. South African Time, 10 p.m. East African Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time. Title of this presentation: Black Chicago versus Illegal Immigration. President Donald Trump has taken an interest in the South Side and West Side of Chicago because of such issues as illegal immigration, urban violence, poverty, and crime. But in Trump's second term, these narratives have been taken a step further. And now the Trump administration is using these problems to justify their crackdown on illegal immigration, which is causing a division between Black Chicagoans and the Latino community. What's really going on here is tension between the Latino community and the African American community. Chicago is the most segregated city in America. Those that are in power benefit from our division. We are all fighting for basic resources. Black Chicagoans have been a stronghold for Black politicians ever since the Great Migration, when millions of Black Americans relocated to the North, seeking jobs and making a better life for their families. But systematic racism was practiced here too. Black Americans had to face redlining, job discrimination, housing discrimination, and mob violence. There was a race riot in 1919. 23 Black Americans and 15 white Americans were killed, and about 500 people were injured. The majority of them were Black. Black Chicago has been home to many poets like Gwendolyn Brooks, Richard Wright, Mahalia Jackson, which was a gospel music artist, blues legend Muddy Waters, and Black Panther Party leader Fred Hampton, just to name a few. But despite these contributions, the the city is still grappling with social inequalities. These career politicians tell us they don't have enough funding, and then all of a sudden, we get an influx of illegal immigrants who cross the border to come to Chicago and be dumped in the African American community to compete for resources against Black residents. Keep in mind that Chicago is a Democrat stronghold. Democrats had made too many broken promises, but we notice these same politicians are investing in illegal immigrants. The frustration of Black Chicagoans stems from years of broken promises. When you look at the social conditions of Black Chicagoans, they don't see any real results after voting for Democrats for the past 60 years. Studies found that in 2021, Chicago was already 120,000 affordable units short for low-income households, and this is before Texas Governor Greg Abbott sent buses of illegal immigrants to New York City and Chicago. With all of this frustration fueling the narrative that these illegal immigrants were handed a cushy lifestyle when they crossed the border and headed to sanctuary cities like LA, New York, and Chicago, just to name a few. Chicago is one of the most segregated cities in America. If you live in a Black neighborhood or a Latino neighborhood, usually you will lack basic resources. That's all by design. Some call it social engineering. The banking industry, the realtors helped design redlining and created maps of the Latino community and maps of the African American community, which hasn't changed. These illegal immigrants, most of them have been here for 20 to 30 years with no work permits or health insurance. Under Texas Governor Greg Abbott, Operation Lone Star began busing illegal immigrants to Democratic run cities, with Chicago receiving its first bus in August of 2022. By January 2025, the city had spent $600 million on shelter, food, and medical assistance for illegal immigrants. Chicago has seen waves of immigrants from Mexico, Poland, Italy, and other countries. These are about 1.7 million migrants in Chicago alone, comprising roughly 18% of the population. They also contribute about $7 billion in combined state and local taxes. Immigrants start arriving here by being imported from Mexico. The railroad line started recruiting people in Mexico in 1900s to 1905 for their railroad company. African American population have been denied services and they have been denied resources for the longest time. Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration is a core plank of his second term, carrying out a shock and awe campaign of raids, detentions, and mass deportation, deportation plans, and at the same time cutting health, education, and job programs that benefit Black Americans. His removal protections against systematic racism and empowers institutions like law enforcement. The root of and the root of a lot of these tensions is the media. We're all fighting for the same basic resources. For me, the issue seems to be any um, unequal distribution of resources. Like Chicagoans feel like their interests have been overlooked. The same politicians, the same economic and political systems that deny Black residents affordable housing, a living wage for all of these sorts of things are the same people and the same institutions. Before the 2024 election, most people's attitude were radically different on ICE started rounding up all these illegal immigrants over here. Then all of a sudden, I ain't hearing none of that talk about how lazy Black Americans are. All of a sudden, that disrespectful talk, the these other groups are starting to get real quiet. Now it's all about we need to come together, and the issue is white supremacy. I read a post on X from a guy named Ryan Garcia. He said, quote, I may have voted for Trump, but I can't stay silent about what's happening with ICE in LA. These aren't just illegals or statistics, they're people, unquote. This is what I like about the internet. Everybody wants to sit up here and express their racism. Once you post something, you can't take back your statement. Stand by your statement. You can't claim you didn't say it. What's a difference one election can make? I am here to make an announcement that it's a new day in Black America. All of you other groups who have been piggybacking off our struggle, we are done. You have to fight your own battles. I'm taking a look around and I'm singing to myself, it's getting real out here. The Black Boule and Democratic Shields are trying to tell Black Americans if you don't stand up for illegal immigrants, then you will be next. I found a video clip of Roland Martin, a member of the Black Boule, and he is also a Democrat Shield. The title of his video is, quote, he don't want Black people here. ICE mass deportation machine expands, unquote. To watch the full video, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. He is trying to use scare tactics to get Black Americans to march and protest for illegal immigrants. First of all, descendants of American slaves are not immigrants. Our ancestors were forced to come here against their will. They built the United States of America under the gun and the whip. Those people who came over here illegally chose to come here. They broke the law and now they are being sent back to their homeland. I blame the Biden Harris administration for their open border policies, which hurt American citizens because our tax dollars are being diverted from funding our social service programs to funding illegal immigrants who should not be on the soil in the first place. The Democrats created these sanctuary cities in such places like New York, LA, and Chicago, just to name a few, so that they can have a new voter bloc. But I am glad Black Americans are starting to wake up and embrace my vision and plan. Because yes, there's other Black grassroots organizations that's out there, that don't necessarily rock with me, but hey, it is what it is. Um, the Democrats have asked Joy Reid to weigh in on the situation. According to the Griot, quote, Joy Reid urged Black Americans to stay engaged amid immigration crackdowns and political fatigue, unquote. To read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. She wants to warn Black Americans that immigration has an impact on us too. That's a lie. Immigration is not our issue because we're not immigrants. The bait and switch language is used when we talk about anti-discrimination. We assume that they will address our issue, but then these career politicians put everybody in the mix: LGBT, illegal immigrants, white women, etc. Putting all these other groups in our grievances. This is why we stopped using the term minority, people of color, franchise. We say be Pacific, Black people. This is why we have to delineate ourselves from all these other groups. They have made it a point the last 60 years to distinguish themselves from us. I found another article, this time from News One, entitled, quote, Dear Black Folk, the protests against ICE are absolutely our fight too, unquote, by Dr. Stacy Patton. To read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comments section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. This News One Black media outlet, which is funded by the white supremacist financial elites, we have a lot of compromised off-code Negroes whose job it is to keep us misinformed. She was sent to lecture us. According to the article, she said too many Black folk sitting back on social media platforms singing a tired, familiar song, a misunderstanding of how white supremacist violence works. ICE has not killed any of them. She says they separate families. Well, they separated themselves when they crossed that border. In other words, she's defending white supremacy. She says, quote, Black folks need to stay home. Let them handle it. This is their fight. Most Latinos voted for this mess, unquote. ICE is not targeting us. We're U.S. citizens. All this deflection, notice they are not saying a word about the real issue, illegal immigration and crime. They are committing. We've been carrying the weight for all these other groups for the longest time. And we got to stop doing that up front. At least over here, I want to educate Raquel members to leave that mess alone. We ain't with that. We ain't the civil rights generation. Illegal immigration does not benefit Black America. They committed a crime. They're trespassing and violating American federal law. That's their crime. This is media propaganda. They're not citizens, but notice how hard she is stumping for them. So many of these Black academics or those who hold a doctorate's degree are in the pockets of the white supremacist financial elites. If she wants to go out there and march for criminals, that's her business. According to Dr. John Henry Clark, you cannot have a coalition unless you have the option to punish members of a coalition who breaks the coalition. I found an article on Substack by Nina Turner entitled, quote, Black people aren't next. Black people were first, unquote. To read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. I'm not going to read everything, just the important things from the article, and also I'm going to paraphrase, just to keep it in layman terms. She said, we were written out of the founding documents of this country and have been denied our humanity ever since. Over the past few days, the image of material, trying to figure out how to, okay, the images of militarized police and riot gears shooting tear gas and rubber bullets in the crowds of protests have plastered our screens. It is absolutely heartbreaking to see such violence and unrest on the streets of the United States. Not really. Black Americans are typically the target of state violence against protesters. That is not the case in this movement, which has left some asking, where are Black people? This has created robust discussions and reflection from Black people and those asking the question. A longer version of the question is often posed, where are Black people? Don't they know they are next? The framing of this question is wrong. Though Black people next for what? Next to have laws that target us specifically. Next to have laws enforced target us specifically. Next to unfair to be unfairly detained and denied justice by the United States justice system. Breaking news: Black people are not next. We were first. We were written out of the founding documents of this country, have been denied our humanity ever since in 1857 in Dred Scott versus Stanford. The United States Supreme Court decided that the U.S. Constitution did not extend American citizenship to people of Black African descent, and therefore we could not enjoy the rights and privileges the Constitution conferred upon American citizens after Black Americans were released from the generational horror that was child slavery. We faced various systems of oppression from sharecropping to Jim Crow to redlining to mass incarceration. We are not new to this. Now, let me go a step further. I was told by people from the streets that in California, if you are a Black male locked up in jail or state prison in California, those are the most segregated prisons and jails in America. The Latinos reinforce racial lines in prisons. They team up with the Aryan Nation to target Black Americans. These off-code Negroes sitting up here lying to us just to go, just go to California and see for yourself. Visit their prison system where everybody an equal inmate. If you're Black and you're step on their side of the prison line, a riot may occur. In the California jails, the prison systems, if they don't have any love for Blacks, how in the hell is there going to have love for us in their community? When you hear about that, what's really going on from the streets, that's what we're dealing with, not just in LA, but also in Chicago and across the United States of America. We debunk Dr. Stacey Patton's credibility. We get our source from the Black grassroots in California. Black Americans online are responding to the question, where are Black people? Black Americans have been sounding the alarm about this country authoritarianism for many years, but because anti-Blackness is so weaving into the fabric of public opinion, all these other groups have ignored our warnings. Now, President Trump is mobilizing the Marines, the National Guard to Los Angeles to deal with mass deportation of illegal immigrants. What must happen moving forward is an acknowledgement that the path to our collective liberation is for all these other groups to work with us together for Black liberation and calling out these biased laws against Black Americans. We can make a better America for all, but it will take another communities to stand up with Black Americans instead of asking Black Americans where are where we are. Ask how can we help fight for lineage-based cash payment reparations for descendants of American slaves, foundational Black Americans, or freedmen. Those are the major three terms that we use. Again, I prefer using descendants of American slaves. Foundational Black Americans, to me, that's sanitized because it leaves out the word slave. So I wear descendants of American slaves on my shoulders as a badge of honor. Ask how you can fight to end mass incarceration. Latinos also need to call upon people in their own community, like Latino celebrities such as Fat Joe, Jennifer Lopez, and Latino content creators who have a large following. Nina Turner also has another article entitled, quote, No Kings is a demand for our leaders. What is the demand for ourselves? Unquote. I found an article from the Economic Times entitled, quote, U.S. immigration crackdown, Chicago in chaos as Trump orders ICE to expand raids in sanctuary cities, unquote. To read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. In California, you have Latino politicians arguing against our reparation that hurts the so-called Black Brown coalition. They're all consistent in their targeting against Black Americans for racial violence and discrimination. I talk about illegal immigration in my revised book, which has been again on Amazon for 13 years and still barely selling. I predicted in my revised book, if Israel goes to war with Iran, then China and Russia will support Iran because they know America will protect Israel. This will give rise to World War III. And this is where we are right now, ladies and gentlemen. So, what I'm saying, I'm not saying I'm a psychic or nothing like that. I'm just saying that's stuff that I predicted. And you can see that in the book when you read my story. And again, like I say, God give us free will, I mean, shouldn't have to take nobody 33 years to get a business up and running, but this is more than just a new business endeavor. This is going to be the best African American business within the United States. And I'm not going to build it alone. It's going to be other GRCAM members that's going to build this, and you're going down in history with me and Sister Renee. And the sooner we're able to get this film project fully funded and made, and we use the resources to build this Gurkai of Chicago, then I can expand the business to South Africa. The United States of America has an unlimited checkbook when it comes to everybody else except Black Americans. When we start demanding our reparations and a anti-Black hate crime bill, then all of a sudden these politicians start talking about balancing the budget and fiscal responsibility. Private multi-mega corporations have unlimited funds. It is alleged that the Wharton family has been paying these protesters. Imagine what we could do in LA with $100 million, in Harlem, in Chicago. We could build our own community with Black institutions, hotels, hospitals, and restaurants, provide employment to our young Black people and those returning from prison. I came across an article from the LA Times entitled, quote, Cowardly Dodgers Remain Silent as ICE Raids Terrorize Their Fans, unquote. To read the full article, just go to my Medium transcript located in the comment section below this audio podcast. Click on the link, then scroll down to show and prove. This is why the white supremacist financial elites make sure we don't have access to capital. They prefer we work jobs for them and their benefit. Understand, people, family, like Elon Musk waste that kind of money on building spaceships that don't work. This is why it's so important that CAM members get behind our film projects so we can build Gurkai of Chicago and pass the business down to the next generation. We're the only group who is a real threat to white supremacy. This is why they pay all these buffer groups to be against us. This is the price they must pay to maintain their system. Again, they have a $10 trillion advantage over us. 10 trillion. And that's how come I'm saying we have to demand that 5 trillion. So that way, uh, we could benefit from, our ancestors on all that unfair being put in slavery and all that mess. So yes, America's on the hook. The U.S. government is on the hook for that because all the founding fathers owned slaves. Keep in mind that in America, we're outnumbered, outgunned, and the system is rigged against Black Americans. So, what are you going to do? The mainstream media is trying to compare the ICE protests in California with our plight from the civil rights era. There is no comparisons. First of all, we're American citizens. Secondly, we were fighting for a just cause, being treated unfairly, and having access to resources. In contrast, these people chose to come here illegally, breaking federal law, which makes them criminals. There is nothing just about that. But the Democrats want us to ignore the illegal aspects of this. Their open border policies hurt American citizens because we have to pay for people who broke our laws. Truth be told, people from these Latin countries already practice anti Black sentiments, racism, and colorism in their homeland. The white supremacist financial elite stole their resources, colonized their homeland, and destroyed their economy. And yet they have the nerve to come over here, side with the former colonizers, and display hatred toward Black people who did nothing to them. What did they do when they came over here? They got together with their own enclaves and decided to ethnically cleanse the African American community. What does ethnically cleanse mean? It's a process of rendering an area ethnically homogeneous by one group using force or intimidation to remove another ethnic group from that area. It is often described as the systematic or forced removal of a specific ethnic group from a territory justified by the belief that the target group is undesirable. This is what happened to Black Americans who lived in Los Angeles. As a result, Black Americans who reside in Los Angeles make up only 6% of the population, and the Black vote is neutralized. These illegal immigrants fought against the people who made it possible for them to come here. We learned our lesson. This is what I've been preaching to Black Chicagoans for the past 33 years. Thank God that most of our people finally starting to wake up. Black Chicagoans dodged a bullet in the last election of 2024 because if Kamala Harris would have won the election, then she would have kept those borders open and Black Chicago's would have ended up just like California. We have to make it clear that we're not caping for illegal immigration because it doesn't benefit us. The Black grassroots have made it loud and clear that we're no longer marching and protesting for anyone, has made a shock wave to the system. In Chicago, we're fighting against Mayor Brandon Johnson about opening these abandoned public schools while gentrifying Black neighborhoods in Chicago. These corporations are buying up properties left and right. They outsource a lot of manufacturing jobs. As a result, the Black population in Chicago is dwindling. Over the past 15 years, the migrant crisis has skyrocketed. The city spends $25 million on illegal immigrants. They reopened these abandoned schools and hotels. It's wasteful spending and fraud. Something needs to be done about it. Governor J.B. Pritzker owns part of the Highton Hotel. He loves illegal immigrants because they benefit his business. Notice if Black men were using illegal immigrants to make money, they will be thrown in jail and their assets would be seized along with their hotels. We would be told we're committing tax fraud because these people are illegal. That's the racist part of it all. Illegal immigration are dominating the agricultural industry, the hospitality industry, and the restaurant industry. They all need to be accountable for hiring these illegal immigrants. The white supremacist financial elites want cheap labor from illegal immigrants and free labor from the prison labor force. Since the days of Al Capone, Chicago has been known to be a corrupt city. They don't want us having this conversation about what's happening on the ground because on this platform, we control the narrative. We're changing the national discussion back to Black Americans because for mainstream media, it's not in their interest to tell you the truth. Notice in these articles and video clips, they're not asking where's the Asians. They're not asking where's the Arabs. They're not asking where's LGBT. All of a sudden, we're the only ones that they're talking about. Black Americans, the descendants of American slaves. This ain't a righteous cause. This ain't George Floyd 2.0. ICE isn't snatching them up and putting their knee on an illegal immigrant's neck for 9.5 minutes. They are just arresting and returning them back to their homeland. You can protest all day long. At the end of the day, they decided to come over here willingly. They broke the law and now they have to pay the consequences for their actions. The Democrats can keep sitting up here trying to make falsehood about ICE coming after us all they want. We've already been targeted. We've already been disenfranchised. We've already had our land stolen from us. I respect people who respect us. Marcus Garvey came over here to link up with us. Jamaicans, how dare you be standing in North America while, according to some videos I have seen, Europeans and Asians taking over your homeland. They are preventing native Jamaicans from coming on the beaches in many parts of Jamaica. That's not right. Don't believe me? Just go to my Medium transcript. I post many links about stories and documentaries on Jamaicans who can't even stand foot on their own beaches because of foreign investors buying up Carnival cruise ships and luxury hotels. They're also buying up many ports. They're making billions of dollars out of Jamaica, building resorts, and you got the nerve to be living in America while your homeland is being recolonized. That's not cool. Jamaica is just one of the most gorgeous places on earth. Some of you pride yourself on being a commonwealth of the British Empire. That's most of the mindset of Jamaicans who live in America. Jamaicans need to tell those white supremacist financial elites that if they want access to your markets, they need to partner with your economy and do business with those Carnival cruise lines. This is how you can revitalize the Jamaican economy. Jamaicans are guests and tourists in their own on their own island, and the reason for that is because they up and ran to America, Canada, or Europe. Jamaicans do not look at their own beaches and say, "This is ours." The spirit of bookman duty is dead. Rather, they prefer to come over here and set up a Jamaican business. Jamaicans need to value what they have. Haitians also need to value what they have. You are supposed to protect your homeland and your economy by partnering with other like-minded Black Americans. China is making it big, making it because they are copying, copying and pasting the European model by recolonizing Black people's land in the Caribbean and across Africa. Notice they don't let Black people come over there and buy up properties and reduce Chinese people as servants and customers in their homeland. I am not going to cuddle victimhood. I said this 3 decades ago. We're here to separate ourselves from other melanated people who look like us but are collaborators and backstabbers who are in the pockets of the white supremacist financial elites. They're working for the enemy to keep us on the Democrat plantation. We are divided against them because they're collaborating with the white supremacist financial elites. Those white supremacist financial elites are willing to fight and die for those beaches in the Caribbean, but the Caribbean people will not fight and die for their own beaches, but I bet you they'll fight and die to leave. In Black America during the civil rights era, our grandparents took to the streets in Harlem, New York City, Detroit, and in Chicago and many other places across the United States of America. That's the example you can learn from us. The next step for Black Americans is to delineate our money from other groups and start supporting our own businesses like our film project and helping to get my revised book on that bestsellers list so the Black world will take our cause serious. CAM members can start building our own Black institutions like Kakao Chicago, build our own community grocery store, community healthcare clinic, and community housing. That's the next frontier. We can't truly delineate if we don't delineate our money. Once we start as a collective, start delineating our money from these other groups and begin practicing group economics, then eventually these other groups will respect us. If any of these other groups disrespect our lineage or our ancestors, then we should not spend money with them, point blank. We have to do this with our Black politicians as it pertains to our vote. No cash payment reparations, then no vote. The same way the Jewish community move. Dr. King Jr. showed us the only thing that these white supremacist financial elites understand is when you remove our black dollar, then they start they act right. But I think they should have just bought their own bus company, which would have been even better. But it is what it is. After our removal of the black dollar from those who practice racism against us, our next phase is our politics, like lineage-based cash payment reparations for descendants of American slaves and an anti-black hate crime bill. We need to also talk about urban gentrification. Black Black Americans are being priced out of our communities and neighborhoods by these career politicians. We're not voting until they give us our reparations in the form of cash payments because we have watched the Democrats give millions of dollars to illegal immigrants under the Biden Harris administration. Our ancestors fought and died so that they could vote. This will also honor our ancestors. Now, since they are getting kicked out of here, they are calling on us for help. We're minding our own black business, M1, all day, every day. Please leave a public comment about the topic in the comment section below this audio podcast and share with your friends on all social media sites you are on. This will help get the ball rolling. Um, Thank you all for listening. We greatly appreciate it. Put me on blast by telling all of your friends and family to listen to our content on our YouTube page. I'm going to send a challenge out to everyone that's listening to this audio podcast. I need you all to support our film project so that we can move beyond cyberspace and get our story on the big screen to let the Black world know who we are and what we're trying to do for our people that's trapped in American ghettos, specifically in Chicago. Quote, Hood Liberator made in Chicago, the war against Willie Lynch begins. Unquote. You can be a part of this historic docudrama by contributing to our campaign either on our GoFundMe page or on our PayPal Giving Fund page, which will help fund our marketing, promotion, clearance, legal, and general expenses. I would like to thank everyone who have contributed or will contribute to support our film project on our GoFundMe page. Or if you are a U.S. citizen, then I recommend you use our PayPal Giving Fund page as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit faith-based community advocacy organization. You can also purchase items from our virtual store or purchase my revised book. The ebook is $9.99. The paperback is $15 plus shipping and handling. We appreciate your support. You can find all of the links below this audio podcast in the comments section. Thank you for listening to our YouTube live or the replay. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I want to thank all of you for listening to our audio podcast on Spotify. If you are new to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast, welcome to our safe space where we discuss Black issues. We do this every week. This will conclude our audio podcast for today. We will see you on the next episode. Peace and blessings. And again, thank you all for listening.